that whole thing could be sped up quite a bit. And sort of as the next part to that is, if we did, do eminent domain, it seems to me, God knows there's a lot of land in this city and in the county. And then my next question is, I'm not sure that Mr. Garcetti, with the $618 billion that was spent in 1 year, nobody does see it. So would there be a way to portion out the funds that the city spends to the appropriate districts? Because honestly, I'm one of those people that has lost hope with regard to him and how that money was spent, because nobody sees it anymore.
Sure.
And it's part of it.
So let me hit the eminent domain piece first. A lot of folks suggest we do eminent domain. Eminent domain is not fast and it is not inexpensive. You pay fair market value and you spend years in court. I've been on the Metro board for 5 years and I'm still dealing with some eminent domain cases for mass transit that have been going on really since I joined. What the city and the county and the state have all been trying to do is use government-owned property we already own. So a former animal shelter in my district in West LA is being converted into housing. A former maintenance yard in my district is being converted into housing. A former metro yard is going to be our bridge housing. The old courthouse at the West LA Civic Center where my office is, Supervisor Kuehl is leading the charge to do housing there. The West LA Armory also looking at that there. Caltrans has offered up their property, so we're really trying to put a premium on the property we own because it's even faster. As for the money that was spent that we haven't seen yet, the city money, Triple H, can only be used for brick and mortar. It's capital costs only. So we have funded 8,600 units to be built with that money that you just identified. But building anything in Los Angeles is not fast. There are projects in my district that have been held up by lawsuits that have tied things up and delayed things by a year. We had an ordinance that would move stuff faster, and people sued to stop that ordinance in Los Angeles. The state has now passed something similar that should help move things along. But most of that money has been allocated. It's just, it takes them time to actually put together the financing, go through the approvals, and it takes even longer in this area because you have to go through the coastal zone as well. So the good news is that the money is in the pipeline. We're going to start seeing projects for the long-term housing in the next couple of years. And people will start moving in as they're also moving into the bridge housing. But it's why I want to do shared housing now. So I want to get 10,000 people off the streets, boom. And I think shared housing is a way to help do that.
Just one other question about that. And I know some of your folks have thought about 3D printed houses, the cost of them, the fact that you can put them up in 24 hours. There's a whole training program that could go on from our folks in the unions with the homeless, that they can do the finish work and so on and so forth. And they go up in 24 hours. And many, many countries all over the world are producing these, and there's one here in Northern California that produces them, and they've done fabulous work outside of the country and in the United States. So have we explored that?
Yeah, one of my colleagues is, we're all looking at different faster solutions. For me, the one I'm championing is shared housing, because I've seen it work, I've seen the results, I've met people who are in it. My colleague Herb Wesson has been sort of looking into the 3D printing. We've also done modular units elsewhere. There's an organization called Flyaway Homes, which is using converted shipping containers. And I'm really proud to see that they're actually doing a shared housing model with that. They're building it quicker, and it's two people to a unit. So I'm looking for a location in this district to be doing some of the flyaway homes. I'll try anything. It's just the ones I've been focusing on have been the shared housing and the modular. Yes, sir.
About 2 weeks ago, Mike, I read in the paper, in the LA Times, that the cost per unit on the Triple H housing is approximately $500,000 a copy. And as of 2 weeks ago, not one of those had. Now, I've heard you say, and I understand that you realize these are going to take years to be built. You've got 500 plus, I'll give you here, 490 something.
Yeah.
When I look at this, I'm at home and I'm reading my paper and I look at what comes on my TV and what I see on the internet. What I see from you with big-hearted, with a lot of smart people, it looks like a boutique solution to me, to something that is really an industrial level crisis. We're facing something, I'm born and raised in Los Angeles, I've lived here 70 years. I've never seen anything like this. And to me, it's just getting worse. I believe this, with all the best intentions. 5 years from now, we'll be standing here having the same conversation. That's what I believe. Now, my question to you is, what's your philosophy on having the homeless get the help that they need, get started with the bridge housing outside of the city? We've got land all over LA County, vast tracts of it, where we could have perfectly suitable tent villages or cities. I watched the other night, I saw people in the Depression. You know, we had millions of people in the Depression living in tent cities, and they were thankful for it. What's your philosophy on having people stay in the desert around Lancaster? Centralized, maybe have 5 or 6 of those, enclosed schools. Honestly, respectfully, I know you're proud of it, and I'm sure it was a bitch getting there, but building 98 units here and 62 units there, and look what we'll be in 3 and 4 years, that ain't cutting it, man. So what's your philosophy on moving the homeless people out of the city of LA? Because if the most important thing is to get them help, why do they have to be in LA, where everything's so slow